All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. Got pretty good slate of games to go through today. I'm Chris Gonzo Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Pretty good. Not too bad.
Let's see. I was 3-3 yesterday.
I was 4-5.
Um, the Lakers, I had them winning. They ended up losing that game, even though LeBron broke the record. The Bulls got killed by the Grizzlies. Didn't cover the plus 9.5. And then in college basketball, Marquette got killed, and North Carolina also lost. I did have IU right.
Yep.
Okay. All right, got pretty decent slate of NBA games today.
Say Ball State got another big win yesterday. I seen where they've got the best record they've had since like 19.
I know going into yesterday's game, they were in third place in their conference in their division, but they were only one game behind the other two teams, and they held the tiebreaker against both those teams.
Yeah, they're I think 8-3 in the conference or something like that. But they've got they're on a 4-game winning streak, and I think they're like 18-7, and they got the best record. I think I said left since like 1996 or 97. So the coach has definitely turned things around. The new coach has.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're definitely playing better.
Coach has definitely turned things around.
So I remember listening to on the radio yesterday that the power hour thing at 4:00, and he was saying that I think they were in third, but like I said, they held the tiebreaker against the two teams in front of them, and we're only one game back, so they still have a chance, a decent chance of maybe winning that.
Yeah, hopefully they peaking at the right time. They earlier in the season they've had some inconsistency problems, but I mean they've won 4 straight. Hopefully, they're playing their best basketball at the right time.
Yeah, because a few of them games that they lost, they probably should have won. I mean, some of them they had leads in and fell apart. All right, what's going on here? Why is it asking me to select the state? You already know. All right, give me 1 second. Let's try to get the odds pulled up real quick. For some reason, my phone's acting stupid.
What do you think about old LeBron breaking the record? There's been a lot of talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great accomplishment, yes, but it still don't make him. It still don't make him the GOAT. But when you go by the GOAT too, I mean, it's hard to compare eras because I mean, the era he's played in is totally different than the era that Michael Jordan played in, who I still think is the GOAT.
Or the era that Jabbar played in, or the era that Bill Russell played in, or I mean, it's just so
the game is so much different now.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, he broke the scoring title, but and it's don't get me wrong, I think it's a great accomplishment, but really, how impressive is it when I mean, teams score 140 points a game now, 130, 140 points a game. Well, it used to not be like that.
Well, so and people compare,
it's a lot easier to score.
People compare 20 years, and we played 20 years. Well, Jabbar played 20 years. Big difference there is how many 3-pointers did Jabbar make?
Well, not just that. You can make the argument that Jabbar played 3 or 4 of his years of his prime in college. And not in the NBA.
Yep, that too. Like if somebody came up to me and they feel like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the greatest player of all time, I'm not gonna argue with them. Somebody wants to say that if somebody comes up to me and say that LeBron's the greatest, I said I'm not gonna argue with them. I'm not saying I agree with those statements, but I don't think. I'm not gonna argue. But I don't think you can argue. I mean, there's legitimate. I mean, there could be a legitimate argument for either one of them. Just like there's a legitimate argument for Jordan.
The only thing that I wouldn't argue, the only thing I push back on is when people try to say LeBron's the greatest basketball player ever because he's gave more money back to the community than any other player. That's not a valid argument because
I don't.
It's not a valid argument because what you do in the community has nothing to do with how good of a basketball player you are. I mean, now we're changing the goalpost because people will say, well, Jordan was caught up in gambling scandals and this and that. LeBron never was. Okay, that's probably true, but that doesn't have nothing to do with what they done on the court. So that's the only thing I'll push back on. Don't try to use things off the court to try to elevate them.
Yeah.
It's the things on the court. And if you want to say on the court LeBron's better, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you about it. In my eyes, the best player I've seen play in my life has been Jordan. That's that's my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion on it. And like I said, there's no clear-cut way to really define who is the GOAT, because the eras are everything's so different. I mean,
well, in football with Brady, a lot of people have went with some records, but a lot of us went with championships. And the fact that Jordan was six of six championships, and when you stop and look, people say, well, he played on a great team. Well, he played with if I looked at the stats right, he played with 6 All-Stars.
Yeah. LeBron's played with a lot more All-Stars.
26 All-Stars. So, I mean, there's all different kinds of ways.
And I think it's, and this might just be me being old school, I think it's more impressive that you stay with the same team your whole career than have to jump around and build and recruit and bring in and build super teams.
Yeah, that was pretty much a regular team. The only change they really made, they got rid of Grant and Brendan Rodman. That was it.
Yeah. It wasn't like, let's play in Cleveland. Okay, we won the champion, or I couldn't win the championship, so I'm gonna go form a super team in Miami to win the championship. And then now that we're not winning there, now let's go back to Cleveland and bring
it would have been
bring in a bunch of people.
It'd been much more impressive if he would have stayed in Cleveland his whole career and say he's won 4 or 5 championships. It would be, but that's not today's NBA.
Yeah, not today's NBA. Now everybody's moving. I mean, look, you got it seems like every other week somebody's demanding the damn trade. It's different. Even watching the game is
even players that do stay, that are real good players, stay at a team. Some people call them a fool.
Or they'll say, people don't give them respect, or say they don't care about winning since they're staying there.
Yeah.
Like Dame Lillard, for example,
I
think he's underrated because of that fact. Because people say, he don't care about winning. If he cared about winning, he would leave. Well,
yeah.
To me, that statement don't make no sense. He's loyal to the city. They gave him a chance, drafted him. He's made a lot of money with that organization. He likes being in Portland. What's wrong with that? He likes where he's at. He wants to. To him, it means more to win a championship there than what it would be to
Reggie Miller
to go somewhere else.
Reggie Miller could have left. He didn't. He stayed. He loved Indiana. He stayed. I mean, he wasn't from Indiana. He was from California.
Yep.
He came to Indiana, fell in love with Indiana.
And when he first got drafted in Indiana, they did boot him.
They booed him because they wanted Steve
Alford, which would have been stupid. God, it would have been stupid, but that's the fans wanted Alford because he was from Newcastle, the Indiana kid.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit there because I remember at the time. I'm not going to say I was going crazy because we drafted Reggie, because I didn't know a lot about Reggie. I'm going to be honest. But I knew Alford wasn't the size or couldn't play defense. Wasn't going to make it in the pros, not at a big level. So I knew that wasn't the pick that we needed to make.
Yeah, but then Reggie the difference with Reggie and some players, though, he embraced it when everybody was booing him there at the draft. He embraced it, and he took on the thing. Hey, I'm gonna prove these people wrong.
Well, that was his personality from day one. I mean, period.
And now he's probably the most beloved player we've had in Indiana, but besides maybe Peyton Manning.
Yeah. And right up there. So
I'd say them have been the 2 most loved athletes that we've had to either play for the Pacers or the Colts or.
I really can't think of anybody else. I
mean, Reggie has a fucking 100-foot tall mural or whatever it is in downtown Indianapolis right now.
Yep.
Of course, Peyton has a statue, but them have been, at least in my lifetime, them have been the 2 biggest stars. All right, we'll go ahead and get started in NBA. Then we'll move on to college basketball. We'll be giving our official Super Bowl picks on Friday, so make sure you join us for that. Next week, the Sports Made Show probably going to look a little bit different. I'll be having surgery on Wednesday, so I don't know if we'll be live on Thursday or Friday yet. I know we won't be live on Wednesday, but we'll see how everything goes and how I'm feeling after that. So we'll be live Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll keep you guys updated on the rest of the week for next week. Don't forget today, before we get started, 5:30 p.m. we have a big interview with pro wrestler Dutch Boy Platinum. I think it's going to be a great conversation. He was on a little over a year ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, but I know it's at least been a year. I think it's been a little longer than a year actually. And back then, when he first came on, he hadn't been in the wrestling business very long. Now, to me, he's one of the bright up and coming stars that we have in Indiana. I think he could have a big future. So I think it's going to be a great conversation today.
What do you think?
I know the last time he was on, I think that was before you were on. So I think this will be the first time you talked to him.
Yeah, I would say, Chris, in my opinion, he's probably top 10 male wrestler in Indiana.
Oh yeah,
and pretty high up in the Midwest. The dude is really, really good, and he's going to a new level on the mic and on his promos.
I think you can make a case
stuff he's doing on Facebook.
You can make a case that I think you can make a case that he's right around the top 5.
Maybe he may take the number 1 spot before it's over with this year. I tell you, the dude is going gangbusters.
Hey, what's up, Christian Cash? How's it going, brother? He says Dutch Boy Platinum is dope.
Yep, definitely.
Christian's another young guy that has a lot of talent. He was on not too long ago. Ready to see him wrestle? I haven't seen him wrestle in a while.
Hey, man, we're ready for some AACW, man. We're missing that. Gotta get that going.
Even if it's not an AACW,
yeah,
I want to see Cash somewhere.
Hey, give Mike Keaton a call, man. So let's get that cage match in DCCW or something, man. Let's get this going.
I know a guy that has a cage.
He's got a bunch of cages. A bunch of cages, all kinds of
guy that has ring, cage, whatever you need.
Hey, you need a boxing ring, he can build it in a week.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, I know it's because it's been done before.
I was gonna say he'll build it right there in his damn yard.
Hey, man, you want to get a boxing ring? Yeah, I got one.
I'll never forget when Skull Crusher told us that story. I was cracking up.
He said it'll be in WCWO soon. Cool.
All right. First game, we have the Pistons at the Cavs. Cavs are 11-point favorites tonight at home. They're minus 590 on the money line. The Pistons are plus 430 on the money line. Over-unders at 21.5. The Pistons are 14-41 on the season, 7-20 on the road, 1-4 over their last 5 games. For the Cavs, they're 34-22 on the season, 22-6 at home, 4-1 over their last 5. They lead the season series against the Pistons, 2 games to 0. They won 1 game by 20 and the other game by 8 points. Both those games was in Detroit. This will be the first time that these 2 teams have played in Cleveland this year. I like the Cavs at the minus 11. Detroit struggles on the road. Cleveland's real good at home.
Good at home.
So I know the secret has been leaked. Over-unders at 221. I like the Cavs at the minus 11. I know 11's a pretty big number in the NBA. But like I said, they beat them by 20, and then they beat them by 8, and that was on Pistons' home court, where they play a little bit better. Well, they've only won 7 games at home as well, so I guess it don't really matter where they play at. They've only won 7 games at home and on the road to get their total of 14.
Real quick, I want to give Glenn Richardson a shout out, man. We talk about Marcus Fine being the number 1 wrestling fan. I think Glenn Richards might be Gonzo Sports Room number 1 fan, because he's on about everything.
Oh yeah, he's always on. I was talking to him last night. He messaged asking me about if I watched NXT, and I said no, not yet. He said, "Well, shoot, don't look at the post I tagged your dad in."
Well, and I was at work. I seen it, but it's okay.
He said, if your dad hasn't watched it, tell him not to look at that post. I was thinking, well, I know he watched some of it, but I didn't know what the post was about, so I didn't know if you'd see that yet or not.
It's the ending.
Okay.
It's the ending of it. It did a kind of a tribute in a way to Shawn Michaels and what he did to Marty Jannetty.
Okay.
That's what kind of happened in that tag team, Toxic Attraction. So there's now a good person and a bad person in Toxic Attraction. So they split.
And I think I think Glenn's going to be there at NXT next Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah.
If everything goes right, but thanks, Glenn. We appreciate it. But next game, Hornets at the Wizards. Wizards are 4-point favorites at home, minus 176 on the money line. The Hornets are plus 148 on the money line. Over-unders at 235.5. The Hornets are 15-40 on the season, 8-23 on the road. They've lost 4 in a row. The Wizards are 24-29 on the season, 12-12 at home. They have lost 3 in a row. They've lost 3 in a row. But I like the Wizards at home here. The Hornets have been a struggling team. The Wizards have been kind of up and down. I know they don't have the greatest record. They've only won 24 games, but still, I mean, I think they're a better team than the Hornets this year. So I like the Wizards at the -4. Next game is going to be the Philadelphia 76ers at the Boston Celtics. Celtics are 4-point favorites, minus 174 on the money line. The 76ers are plus 146 on the money line. Over-unders at 224.5. Sixers are 34-18 on the season, 14-10 on the road, 3-2 over their last 5 games. The Celtics are 38-16 on the season, 20-7 at home. They're 3-2 over their last 5. I like the Celtics at the -4 here. Celtics are a tough team to beat in Boston, as you can see by the record at home. So I favor the Celtics here at the -4 in this game. Let's see what's Glenn saying here. Oh, waiting for the email back, should be by Friday at noon. I filled the request last night as soon as it went live on the NXT page. So, hey, hope you get those tickets. That'd be cool. That'd be a cool experience to get in that little building that they do that in. I think it'd be an awesome experience.
Yeah, a bunch of the UK guys who was having some visa issues now are coming back. One Japanese wrestler, Satomura, she's coming back. She's going to wrestle on a tag team match next week. Dragunov is back. A bunch of good people are back. They've announced the matches for next week. It's going to be a real good show.
Next game tonight, I know this will be one Glenn will be paying attention to. Indiana Pacers at the Miami Heat. I'll be paying attention to it as well. The Heat are 7-point favorites at home, minus 260 on the money line. Pacers are plus 215 on the money line. Over-unders at 223.5. Pacers are 25-30 on the season, 8-18 on the road. They're 1-4 over their last 5. Pacers were looking real good, and some injuries kind of derailed them a little bit. They've gotten Halliburton back. They lost a close game to the Lakers that they should have won. Then they won a big game the night after that. Then they got beat on Sunday, so we'll see what they can do tonight. The Heat are 29-25, 17-9 at home, 2-3 over the last 5. Indiana does lead the season series 2-1. One of those wins being in Miami and one of them being in Indiana at Indiana. I like the Pacers here at the +7. I think this will be another close game. All 3 games these teams have played have been real close. Came down to 2 or 3 points. I think this is going to be the same kind of game. So I like the Pacers at the +7. Then you have the San Antonio Spurs at the Toronto Raptors. I'll tell you what, this is not something you see very often, the Spurs being this bad, especially since Popovich has been there. Spurs are 14-40 on the season, 5-19 on the road. They're on a 9-game losing streak. The Raptors are 25-30, 15-12 at home, 3-2 over their last 5, and they lead the season series 1-0. I like the Raptors. I think they win this game, but 11 points is a little too many points for me in this game. Then you have the Kings out the Rockets. Kings have been a team this year. I think they've surprised a lot of people of how they play. Sabonis, in my opinion, should have been an all-star starter, but I understand, but he was also going against Jokic at that center position, so I understand why he
Yeah.
didn't get it. But he was playing. Is playing at a high enough level. But I'm glad he did get in the All Star game again. Oh, as a reserve, Kings are 8.5 point favorites, minus 360 on the money line. Rockets are plus 290 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 239.5. This is actually went down a little bit. It was minus 9, so now it's at 8.5. Kings are 30-23 on the season, 14-12 on the road, 3-2 over their last 5. The Rockets are 13-41 on the season, 8-19 at home, 2-3 over their last 5. The Kings lead the season series 3 games to 0, and they won all 3 games, and they have won all 3 games this season against the Rockets by 15 or more points. So I like the Kings here at the minus 8.5. Then we have the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Utah Jazz. Jazz are 5.5 point favorites, minus 220 on the money line. Timberwolves are plus 184 on the money line. Over unders at 236.5. Timberwolves are 29-28 on the season, 9-16 on the road, 2-3 over their last 5. Jazz are 27-28 on the season, 18-11 at home, 2-3 over their last 5. I favor the Jazz at the minus 5.5 in this game, but this is a game I'm staying away from because I could see the Timberwolves winning this game as well. The Jazz have been just so inconsistent. And then we have the Dallas Mavericks at the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers are 8 point favorites, minus 330 on the money line. The Mavs are plus 265 on the money line. Over-unders at 220.5. Mavericks are 29-26 on the season, 10-17 on the road, 3-2 over the last 5. I think Kyrie Irving's going to make his debut for the Mavs tonight. Luka Doncic, last I heard, was still questionable, might not play tonight. I know he missed the other night, and they talked like they thought he'd probably miss Wednesday as well. Haven't heard the official word. Clippers are 31-26, 14-11 at home, 3-2 over their last 5. They lead the season series 2-1. I would lean toward the Clippers at the minus 8, but it's not a game that I'm going to take on my picks of the day. And then last game of the night, the Golden State Warriors at the Portland Trailblazers. Trailblazers are 2.5 point favorites at home, minus 142 on the money line. The Warriors are plus 120 on the money line. Over-unders at 235. Warriors are 28-26 on the season, 7-20 on the road, 3-2 over their last 5. No Steph Curry. He's out at least through the All-Star break. At the very least, they're going to reevaluate him. Then he's has some partially torn ligaments around his knee. So from what I read yesterday, he's out indefinitely, but they're kind of going to reevaluate him after the All-Star break. Portland, I favor Portland in this game at home. Warriors have struggled on the road even when they've had their full team. Klay Thompson has been starting to play real well. He hit 12 threes the other night in their last game in a win that they got. But I favor Portland being at home, especially with the Warriors being struggling on the road and not having Steph Curry. Let's see, the picks I'm going with for tonight in the NBA. My best picks are going to be the Cavs minus 11, the Wizards minus 4, Celtics minus 4, Pacers plus 7, and the Sacramento Kings minus 8.5.
Okay, my NBA parlay for tonight. I got the Sacramento Kings minus 8.5 at Houston. I got Golden State at Portland. I'll take Portland minus 2.5, and I'm gonna take the over in that game for over 235.
All right.
I've got an NHL. It's only 2 games, but I went ahead and did it. I've got Vancouver at the Rangers. I'll take Rangers money line win, and I've got the Minnesota Wild at the Dallas Stars. I'll take the Stars money line win.
All right. All right. College basketball tonight. I have 3 games I'm going to go with. If I can get it pulled up here. I like. Oh, go ahead.
I thought you was looking at it. I can bring that up afterwards.
All right, I like Tennessee minus. It was 10. Now it's went to 10.5.
Ooh,
Minus 10.5 against Vanderbilt, and then also like. Let me find it on here just to make sure the numbers haven't changed on me like that one did. I like Providence at home against Georgetown at the. I had it at minus 13. I'm still trying to find it. There it is. It's minus 12.5 now. And then also like Alabama at home against Florida. And I have Alabama at minus 10. I just want to check to make sure it's still. And that's actually at minus 9.5 now. So two of them went down, one of them went up. So like Tennessee minus 10.5, Providence minus 12.5, and Alabama minus 9.5. It's gonna be my college picks for tonight.
My college basketball parlay for tonight. I got Creighton minus 4 at Seton Hall. I have Tennessee minus 10.5 at Vanderbilt, and I've got Wisconsin at Penn State. I'll take Penn State minus 4.5.
All right. I think that's pretty much all the games for today.
Yeah. No, what I was going to say is I seen where SummerSlam is going to be in Detroit at the Ford Field.
Okay.
August 5th. I think we should get tickets and go.
I'd be down to go. We've been to Ford Field before.
What? How long a drive was that from here? About 5-6 hours? 4 5.
Trying to remember. I want to say around 4 or 5, something like that. Let's say 4.5, somewhere around there. I'd have to look it up for sure, but it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been there.
It has been a long time. What? 17 years? 18 years?
Probably. Yeah.
Well, we was there the year that it opened. Whatever that was.
Yeah. Which we've been there more than once.
Yeah.
Was there year open because the year before we was at
the old stadium.
Yeah, the Silverdome.
Silverdome.
That was for amateur wrestling. That was a big facility for some of the tournaments we went to. But
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Silverdome, man. I got pictures somewhere of me and Austin sleeping on the
turf.
Yep. 50-yard line, right on the line, asleep.
Yep.
Waiting on somebody. Forget who was waiting on somebody to wrestle.
Probably Brandon, wasn't it?
Oh. I don't know that year. I'm trying to remember. I think it could have been Isaiah or maybe Corey Crabtree, maybe that year. One year where we was like waiting on Brandon, I don't think Austin was with us that year because that's when Stevie went crazy.
It may have been.
Stevie went.
Well, I drove Stevie crazy.
He went nuts.
I drove Stevie crazy.
Shit, that was some of the funniest shit some of the funniest shit I've ever seen.
That was my fault. Steve didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, Steve's like, what the? Yeah, he went. Oh yeah, I'll never forget that. That was great. All right. Before we get out of here, I'll go over my picks again for today. I was 3-3 yesterday. Today's picks, I like NBA, Cleveland minus 11, Wizards minus 4, Celtics minus 4, Pacers plus 7, and the Sacramento Kings minus 8.5. College basketball tonight, Tennessee minus 10.5, Providence minus 12.5, and Alabama at the minus 9.5. Like I said, don't forget tonight, here in just a couple hours at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, we'll have Dutch Boy Platinum. Pro wrestler Dutch Boy Platinum will be joining us. Also, if you missed our wrestling shows over the weekend, NGW and Summit Pro, you can go back, check those out on our YouTube page. Both of them were great shows. Also been posting some of the single matches on Facebook. I'll have I'm gonna work on getting Summit Pro up tonight, but I do have all the NGW ones up, and I'll be getting them all up on YouTube as well.
Yeah, if you fans out there living in the Indiana area and you haven't been to NGW or Summit Pro, both are great organizations. Definitely worth checking out. NGW does some different dates, but Summit Pro, they're pretty much every first Sunday of the each month. Other than I think they're not doing Easter Sunday, they're going to do the
next week,
the week after, or not April 2nd. They're doing the week after, so it would be Easter Sunday, I think maybe.
Yeah.
And then I think in July they're doing the second week. But other than that, it's all first week, and usually their bell times at 4 o'clock, if I remember. Yeah, I'm saying that, yeah, 4 o'clock. Doors open at 3, bell time at 4. So Summit Pro's great show. Again, we just went to our first NGW. Was really impressed with it. It was a lot of fun. Fans are great. So I recommend both those places.
And then I'll go ahead and announce it. I haven't made the graphic yet. I just got it confirmed yesterday. I'm gonna try to work on the graphic tonight. Join us Tuesday. This Tuesday coming up at 5 p.m. Eastern is going to be Damian Michael Cole. He's a pro wrestler. He's also runs a promotion, New Era. He's also trains wrestlers. So we're going to talk a little bit about all of it.
Yeah. Cool.
So he'll be on Tuesday at 5. That should be another great conversation. We've watched him wrestle quite a bit, and then I've got to talk to him, get to know him and stuff. So runs a great promotion there in New Era at the Boys and Girls Club there in Shelbyville, Indiana. So that'll be on Tuesday. Come join us for that. Don't forget tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern, we'll have a GSR Gonzo Sports Room tonight. We'll talk about LeBron breaking the all-time scoring record. We'll talk Super Bowl. We'll talk some other NBA news and stuff. So come join us. I think Jay McLovin's going to join me tonight for that at 11 p.m. Eastern.
That'll be crazy.
So,
Little Jay.
So join us tonight for that, and then tomorrow we'll be back live with our full slate of shows. Have the ASAP Afternoon Blitz at 1. You have Easy Money at 3. Tomorrow's what, Thursday?
Yep.
And then after that, you have Unscripted tomorrow evening at 7. If you haven't watched that show, go check them guys out as well.
Great show.
But we'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. We appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room and at the All Sports All Plays Network. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room and at the All Sports All Plays Network. That's where we post all of our show announcements and different information about the shows. Real quick, we're also going to do a watch party and live reaction to UFC this Saturday night. I'll get a graphic out with the exact time of that and everything. But we appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Easy Money and Sports Betting Show.